You see, one of the signs that you know Satan is winning, underline the word what? Winning. The first thing, he steals. He doesn't have anything beyond 3 technologies that he uses. Number 1, he steals. Number 2, he kills. And number 3, he... So let me explain the stealing. For example, you notice that you used to be among brethren. You used to be among fellowship of believers, and the Bible critically warns us. And he says that do not ignore the fellowship of brethren. So in the first realm you will encounter of Satan is what I call the stealing realm. And do not be shocked when he steals your job. That doesn't matter. Jesus, when he steals your houses, are not things you're talking about. Because in my Father's house, Jesus told us, there are mansions that he cannot reach. So we are not interested with mansions. But what he will do, he will rob you of the fellowship of brethren. That's the first realm. He begins to steal. You begin not to see the need of worshiping together with others. You begin to think superior. The title that God gave you, some he gave prophets, he begins to fool you. So the title begins to separate you unto pride, not godliness. So when he achieves that, he will now deploy the second technology. He will now kill. Let me explain how it works. Even animals know this strategy. Animals. If a lion wants to hunt, it will seclude. You are not hearing me. It will divide. It will try to, they will attack the herd so that the herd can separate. This is what Satan does to the body of Christ. I have been in seasons in my life where I saw Satan attack, but I held on to the mark of the high calling. Because I know his strategy. I know what he does. He brings people to be against each other for no reason. That because you are not in the spirit, you will not be able to know Satan's devices. Part of those devices is a stealing device. He robs you from other people. You don't see the need of praying with other people. And I can tell you, the reason why we got this theme, it is not because of the excellency of my prayer. It is the church that was praying for me. So it is on the account of the church that the Lord showed me the great awakening. It was not me. There is a place your prayer can go, and there is a place our prayer can go. If you don't know that, Satan has already robbed you. So he will seclude you. Just like a lion secludes. And once they check, they find the target. As long as there is separation, you cannot know the target. So as long as we are all here, Satan cannot really find the target. Because all of us are doing the same thing. So even if there is one among us that is weak, you are not hearing me. Even if there is one among us that is weak, it is not easy for Satan to identify that person. Why? Because the person flies on the strength of others. So it is not easy, as opposed to Satan finding you weak alone. I would rather you be weak together. Because just like the lion is not able to identify weakness until there is separation. Weakness is easily identified in separation. So Satan will separate the body of Christ to look for weakness. And now he will now take it to the next layer, which is to kill that weakness. He will kill the person. Destroying is beyond killing. Because someone would think that killing is the end. No, destroying simply means you don't have a chance in the New Jerusalem. He has blotted your name, removed your name. So you are in for total destruction. You are forgotten for all eternity. That's the word to destroy. It is bigger than death. So you no longer have a purpose. And your name has been removed from all eternity. Satan has found a way to woo you. So please, would you kindly tell your neighbor, do not allow the first process. Don't allow Satan to steal you from God's presence. Are you hearing me? Fight him the way you will fight a thief entering your house. Fight that thing. I refuse to leave the presence of God. I would rather die here. I would rather the chastening of the Lord than the beauty that comes with the pleasures of men. I would rather the Lord chastens me. Because David says, I would rather fall in the arms of the Lord Because if I fall in your arms, your chastening is for purity. But if I fall in Satan's arms, his chastening is for destruction. He will destroy me.